Welcome to the Advantech Technical Training. In this topic, we will talk about communication troubleshooting tools. This is the agenda for this course. We will introduce serial to wireless communication and its common troubleshooting tool. Every time when you debug a serial communication issue, you should always start from the pin assignment. About how to connect the serial device and host, please refer to slide 11 in the Common Protocol document. Second, be aware of the COM port setting. Please check the COM port number, baud rate, parity, data, and stop bits on both sides. Any one of them is not correct, which would lead to a communication error. Third, please check if there is an error when you open the COM port. COM port is opened by only one software. If an error occurs when you open the COM port, it has a high possibility to other software has already opened it. Fourth and fifth, please check if the device ID and data address are correct. It should be in the manual from the device supplier. Access port and hyperterminal are widely used to help you debug serial communication issues quicker. Access port can monitor, open, collect, and even send commands through the COM port. We will introduce it in the next few slides. Loopback test is a typical method to detect if COM port is good to go. Please make sure to do a loopback test before you start to work with it. The basic concept is to connect its own TX and RX pins. Once you open the COM port and then send the command, you would also receive the same message as what you sent. For RS-232 COM port, it is very easy to connect pin 2 and 3 to do a loopback test. According to the basic concept from the last slide, we know that you should connect TX and RX to do a loopback test. In RS-422, it has TX plus, TX-, RX plus, and RX-. You need to connect TX plus to RX plus, TX to RX to do a loopback test. In RS-485, the basic wiring is to connect data plus to data plus, data to data-. Therefore, it is not possible to do loopback test by itself. You need two RS-485 COM ports to test with each other. Hyperterminal is the default program in Windows XP. In Windows 7 or 10, you need to download it from the internet. First of all, it is a small program to test if the COM port is occupied by other software because the COM port is only used by one software. Second, when loopback wiring is correct in RS-232 or RS-422, you can do loopback test to confirm if the COM port is available to work. Finally, you can also check if two COM ports in RS-485 are good to go with each other. What you type in this computer will show up in the hyperterminal on the other computer. This is the main function of access port. Please refer to the picture on the right-hand side. First of all, please choose the Monitor tab. Second, choose which COM port you are going to monitor. Third, press green play button. Final, make sure the actions above before the COM port is used by other software. This slide is to show data transmission between serial device and host. From the top to the bottom side of the data, you can see the port opened and lots of parameters are set before real communication. Write request means data flow is from host to serial device. On the other hand, read request means data goes conversely compared to write request, from serial device to host. Access port can also open COM port. If you want to monitor and open the COM port, please make sure monitoring starts before opening the COM port. These steps show how to open the COM port in this software. It can also help you to do loopback test, but the steps are more complicated than in hyperterminal. We do not intend to introduce how to do loopback test in access port. This is the flow when you debug Ethernet communication issue. Starting from LED status, because it is quite obvious when you connect RJ45 cable between computer and switch or device. Second, every computer based on Windows operating system has a CMD function. You can use it to check if the device is reachable. Third, due to the Ethernet connection relying on IP and port number, you also need to check if the port number is still available. Fourth and fifth, please check if the request command is correct. In the last step, third-party software called Wireshark will help. Some tools would be introduced in the following slides and what they can do. In every Windows-based computer, we have a command line to do simple debugging in Ethernet. If you need more functions and details, you can also refer Go Ping and Port Query. CMD, also known as the command line, is in every Windows-based computer. The user interface is the same as DOS. In CMD, we can confirm the IP address, subnet mask, and default gateway in every Ethernet card in our computer by a specific command such as ipconfigure. Before we ping the device to detect the device is still running, we can make sure the parameters first. In CMD, you can use ping an IP address to check if IP is still alive. At the same time, you can also understand if the Ethernet environment is good enough, because the result would show response time. When your result is timeout, it means the ping command cannot reach the destination. There is a Windows Form software called Goping which is quite similar to the ping function in CMD. Compared to ping, Goping provides more functions such as packet size, intervals, and timeout settings. It is usually used to detect network quality or customers tell you that a specific is unstable to reach. The result of ping can be saved or loaded for further analysis. You can ask the customer to help you detect the Ethernet environment and send the log of Goping to evaluate the quality between computer and device. Another software called Port Query is very convenient to check port availability. After entering IP, port number, TCP, or UDP, you can press Query to confirm the result. If the result is not listening, the port is unable to reach. After you are sure that IP and port are reachable, but there is still an Ethernet communication issue, you can use Wireshark to do further investigation. Please choose one Ethernet interface to be monitored by Wireshark after opening it. After that, you can lots of packages listed in chronological order. In the top column, you can understand when the package happened, where it was from and went to, its protocol type, length, and brief information. In the middle column, the description indicates more details such as protocol type, source, and destination including MAC address, etc. The bottom column shows all raw data in a hexadecimal number. When you debug wireless communication issues from Wi-Fi, you need more steps to check the wireless environment. First, please check the SSID of AP is able to see from your cell phone. Please create one by using your AP. Second, please check signal strength by using third-party software. Signal strength status will be introduced at the end of the chapter. Finally, please make sure you know the password of your SSID. Once you connect SSID successfully, you can follow the general Ethernet troubleshooting flow mentioned in the previous chapter. Please download and install it if you need this software. Insider is the common tool to check AP signal strength and channels no matter whether they are in 2.4 or 5G frequency. The user interface of this software would represent signal strength, frequency band, and channel number for each AP. Signal strength status will be mentioned later on. Channel number overlapping is a very common reason to affect the wireless environment, especially in the 2.4 GHz frequency band. If two graphs of AP have the same start frequency band and locate nearby, it means the quality of these two AP is not good enough, parameters need to be adjusted. dB is an important parameter to indicate quality between wireless devices and AP. Be aware that all dB values should be bigger than -60 dB in order to transfer data smoothly. If not, please adjust the angle of the antenna and move the AP or device closer to each other. The key concept to doing a site survey with customers is that you need to collect as much information as possible. For example, is this application indoor or outdoor? How many devices does the customer have? Does the customer need roaming, mobility, or how much data traffic customer requires? Last but not least, please always ask customers to mark the field site on the map so that you can know where it locates. Please also tell customers to do a site survey before deploying wireless devices. Thanks for your attention. Hope this course gave you a simple introduction and troubleshooting tools for solving communication issues. If you are interested in advanced concepts and hands-on, you are welcome to join our product training courses. You will get a return with fruitful knowledge and skills. See you next time. Have a good learning day.